I'm traveling right now and I'm tired, but I wanted to make this quick video about Palantir, Tesla, and Nvidia and how you can literally make $8,000 or more per month with a very simple option selling strategy. You see, I was sitting here and thinking that I need to provide some value for you guys on YouTube. And what would be the easiest way to actually produce a lot of income pretty safely? What would be the smartest strategy? Well, the smartest strategy, and I'm not going to waste any of your time, I'm just going to get to the point. The smartest strategy is trading high implied volatility stocks that have a lot of momentum, that are going up, because you have some really strong market forces in your favor. One of them is momentum, which is one of the most strongest factors that you can invest in. Number two is high implied volatility. Higher implied volatility means higher option premium. Higher option premium means that you collect more income when you sell options. So literally, the smartest thing that you can do, and I want to give you an example here. You got a little bit sick here, but we're going to push through because I want to show you that Palantir, for example, let's just look at the let's actually look at the technical analysis. I want to show you at what level would I be selling options on Palantir. And when I say selling options, it's really three strategies, okay? It's selling puts, selling covered calls, and running the wheel strategy. And the wheel strategy is essentially, selling puts and covered calls in that order, right? So selling options is just selling puts and calls. That's it, right? So it's really simple, and literally anyone, a beginner, someone with a small portfolio, someone with a mid portfolio, someone with a giant portfolio, someone that has bicep over tricep money, it doesn't matter. You can do it regardless of where you are in the journey. And that's what I really like, that if you pick the right stock, and that's the most important thing, it's literally all about stock selection. By the way, we're going to use my 3.8 mil portfolio to show you some real examples here. Let's just go over Palantir first. Palantir is at $134 per share. I like this stock a lot, specifically because Palantir has had really good momentum. Palantir is like essential to AI, has a lot of macro tailwinds from AI regulation and geopolitics, plays a key role in cybersecurity. That's really important right now. Plays obviously a lot in cyber terrorism and all that, and cyber warfare. So if unless you live under a rock, you probably know you got war in Russia and Ukraine. You got war in, Israel and Iran. You got India and Pakistan battling it out, right? They're like boom, boom, boom. And, that sucks. I wish we wouldn't have these conflicts, but Palantir is making money off of it. So I don't have any impact on the world in terms of cyber warfare, etc. But I know where the money's going, and it's not that hard to just follow the money. Literally, just follow where the money's going. So if you want to make $8,000 to $10,000 or more, pick a high quality company like Palantir and sell a put option to get into Palantir. And every time it pulls back, it literally goes back up. You can see that right here. It's a pretty easy chart. It's a pretty easy pattern. You don't have to be a genius. You don't need to time the market really short term. Sell puts, because every time it pulls back, only one thing happens. It hits another all-time high. So this is actually apparent even if you go back here. Like even if you go back like a while ago. So this right here is literally July of 2023. I know what you might be thinking right now. I've been covering this stock since IPO, and you're like, well, this doesn't look like a lot. It's actually a lot. This is actually a lot because if I scroll into here, okay, 2023 July, okay, so that is 7, right? This right here, it didn't look like a lot, but now that I zoomed in, going from $18 down to under 15 is actually like a 20% crash. Literally every time Palantir crashes, it hits an all-time high. And I'm looking at 2023. This is like some really long ago crap right here. This is really long ago, right? But if you're a new investor, you might think that this is not a big move, but it absolutely is. Had you been selling put options on a consistent basis on Palantir, it's one of the easiest ways to literally scale your portfolio. See, now that I zoom out, it looks like super tiny, but it's not. This is a really smart strategy that you should be running. So let's go into my portfolio right now and let's take a look at Palantir. All right, so we got Palantir at 134 and I got 2,600 shares, a whole lot of shares, a whole lot. So I'm going to trade Palantir options, and essentially you just want to sell puts. You don't even need to go that far out of the money. Just sell puts for like a traditional expiration, July 18 right here. This is actually what I did in my Discord community recently. So look, for example, 130, just sell it. And look, this right here is like 15 days. It's, so look, 1% is like $1.13, 2% is $2.60, right? 1% of this right here. So I know already on top of my head, this is over 2% return. Yeah, I'm a bit sick, but we're gonna try to get through these three stocks. So Palantir, the 130, is absolutely amazing for selling put options. And yeah, July 18 is the move. Now let's move over into the second stock that I wanted to cover, which is Tesla. So Tesla is really amazing because it just goes up and down all the time. It's going to be a tough one to make through, but Tesla is kind of bouncing up and down, and because it's bouncing up and down, that's a perfect opportunity for you to essentially sell puts and then sell covered calls. So if you sell a put option, say for 300 on Tesla, then you can buy it for 300. And what I like about Tesla is it's actually between the 50-day and the 150-day moving average. And that's actually a sign for me that the stock is likely to go back towards, somewhere higher than it's trading at right now. I really think that we're going to go back to around the $350 level, but the stock won't really turn mega bullish unless it hits like 360. You can see the top of the Bollinger band is 360. And if it hits 360, it's going to be really easy for it to hit 400. So when it comes to selling options on Tesla specifically, you just want to sell puts. I wouldn't be selling covered calls, okay? But for Palantir, I would be selling covered calls because Palantir is essentially kind of hitting it. Well, it's at its all-time high essentially. So Palantir, I don't mind selling the upside, whereas Tesla, I would not sell the upside. I would leave shares to kind of run right now and to make money. So I would sell puts to get in, but I wouldn't really sell covered calls on Tesla just because I think right now it has room to run up to $350 per share. So yeah, again, if you're trying to get to $8,000 or $10,000 a month, it's really just a factor of scaling your portfolio and getting it to the point where it's large enough that selling options safely produces the necessary results that you're looking for. I think 8 to 10K a month is like a good amount of money to make. Like I'm traveling right now in Europe and it's fairly expensive, but it's only fairly expensive because I'm staying in hotels, like going to different hotels and stuff. And that is expensive. But other than the hotel, if you want to travel slower and go to like another country, I think $8,000 a month is plenty, really, outside of US, unless you're going to like Tokyo or like London or something like that. You're good, right? Like you can live a pretty good life abroad and explore. And I have some clients that are just traveling through Europe now. It's like a crazy heat wave. But yeah, Nvidia is the third stock that I want to cover here because it's also hitting all-time highs. So I actually think right now you should be doing covered calls, selling call options to produce income. Nvidia has really high implied volatility. So when you sell a covered call, that's say like 165 strike. So let me go to Nvidia right now, my Robinhood. Robinhood stock is crazy, by the way. Stock went up so much, I missed it. So I'm going to admit right now, I missed that stock. So I wish I would have caught it, but I missed it. So look, 165 covered call on Nvidia, it's going to bring in some crazy premium. So if I go to the expiration day, let's say August 15, I give it some time, 165 right here. In about 6 weeks, it's going to bring in like 3.5% premium. Just did the rough calculation, but you can make like 3%, and you get upside of $5, which is another like 3%. So you can make 6% in 6 weeks. That's 1% a week, which is exactly like the type of numbers that I'm trying to consistently hit. 1% a week return. So this is like the third stock that I would be trading to really make 8 to 10K by simply running the wheel strategy. And just to recap real quick, because I said the wheel and selling puts and covered calls, let me recap real quick. So selling puts is the best strategy for purchasing a stock for cheaper than it's trading at in the market. That's it. You want to sell puts to get in. Once you get assigned, you essentially want to do covered calls, and the covered calls will continue to generate premium. And that's essentially called the wheel. It's called the wheel because you sell puts to get in, you get assigned, you sell covered calls. If you get assigned, you go back to selling puts. So I just kind of did that whole wheel there. So sell puts, if assigned, covered calls, assigned, going back to selling puts. And it's kind of like that wheel back and forth and in that circular motion, right? Where you're printing money. And it's kind of like a printing press. And you just keep going like that. You're like, let's go. Give me more. Give me more. Let me retire. Let me retire. That's how it works. So the wheel is a systematic strategy and process of selling puts and covered calls, and you can do so on stocks that have implied volatility that is attractive, such as Palantir, Tesla, Nvidia. But you can also do it on stocks like SoFi. Real quick, I'm going to show you some of the positions that I have in my portfolio right now. American Airlines is great. I got Archer, Nvidia, Palantir, Snap, SoFi, amongst some other names. So This is the way that you want to go if you want to scale your portfolio. If you want to scale your portfolio with more strategies, check out this video right here, and I'll catch you in the next one.